In a Hexi Corridor, beneath the Qilian Mountains, the land holds a story told in geologic time. This was once the bed of an ancient lake. Now it runs in ribbons of color, a spectacle shaped without a single human hand. Zhangye, a place where surprise is written into the ground. Before we read the landscape, there's a more direct way to meet a place. Food.
有名的那家，去那个马记，搓鱼子。炒搓鱼是不是？
炒搓鱼就是张家市的特色
啊。那个炒泡着呢？
都一样。
都一样。哪个？
面食吧，它都是张家的特色。
行，我没吃过。
啊。
你推荐一个是炒搓鱼还是炒泡上？我们来一个小的。
搓鱼泡上都可以的。
那我们来个
搓鱼子。
炒搓鱼小的。
啊，你没吃过？
没吃过，尝尝。然后我们再要一个羊肉粉汤。
我们家的就是招牌就是羊肉粉汤。
行，那我们要羊肉粉汤，然后要一个羊肉小炒，然后要一个清炒小油菜，一荤一素，对吧？
啊。
然后我们再来个军马场的酸奶，是不是很好啊？
对面的。
Here, everyday cooking starts with wheat, and one dish says a lot about this region. It's made by hand, tapered at both ends, rounded in the middle, shaped like tiny white fish, light-catching and translucent. In a dry place like this, food needs to do more than taste good. It has to carry you, so the noodles become small fish, then meat vegetables, and a hot bowl of broth and topping, sour and fragrant, with a steady heat, simple but satisfying, a flavor and a kind of lived-in wisdom.
真好吃啊，这是张掖特色。这是北方人吃面食，甘肃啊，可以的。羊肉小炒还有那个粉汤，我觉得好吃，吃得惯。
粉汤好，粉汤就是我们店的招牌嘛。
啊，比我想象的好吃的太多了。
这搓鱼是怎么样？爆炒搓鱼。
太好吃了，我没吃过这个，大哥。啊，这我第一次吃。这是老板大厨。老板娘憨憨厚厚的，那是那种西北人特别朴实，特别朴实淳朴的那个感觉。
山东县的军马场那是以前
军马场酸奶啊，
专门给部队养寨的。
哦，我自己来不要。这大姐和大哥太好了，谢谢。
酸奶都好吃。山东军马场这个历史早了，这个霍去病的时候就开始就是。
哦，那就要汉武帝时期的。
哎，对，所以说是值得去。平时山湖值得去一趟，七彩丹霞只要是来旅游的都去。平山湖、大峡谷可以。
对，那也可以去。
值得去一次，700个深度游。七彩丹霞它是那个第一明星那个导演当时没发现的。那个山光秃秃的，啥都不长，就是各种各样的颜色。
Northwest of Zhangye, deep in the Chilean foothills, the road begins to narrow its focus. The car keeps moving, and the rock starts to show itself. The ridgelines sharpen, folds and breaks rising into view. This is a landscape built by pressure and time. Ahead, the heart of Binggou Danxia.
It was a hot summer's night. Willie didn't come back home last night. Where? No, Willie.
看完之后呢，沿着步行街呢爬上去，去看这个大地之根。看完之后呢，下山就回到这儿了，再从这里坐车坐到大西天去看卢浮魅影。看完之后呢，从这里坐车，然后就出来了。
坐啥车？吉普车。安排一个，你不要走。我下来好，这里有。啊，这里。
As we enter Binggou, the scenery turns hard-edged. The mountains look suddenly sharper. Stone walls rise straight up. They feel sliced, not shaped. Pillars standing rows, together forming a silent hall from a much older world.
这个特别像这个，在这个Banff National Park， 从班夫国家公园到这个 Lake Louise 到路易斯湖半路上那个 Castle Mountain， 就是城堡山。因为这个山的形状像城堡，所以人们给它起名。就是和城堡相关，然后这个也叫古城堡，但是这个地方真的是没人呐，人迹罕至的。
This is Binggou Danxia. It isn't defined by color, it's defined by form, by shape, a mass, and a blunt presence of stone. Most of this rock is more than 200 million years old. It began as red sandstone and gravel beds, then lifted and cracked as the crust shifted. Wind and rain kept working until it became this stark, monumental terrain.
就像一个结了冰的瀑布，从高空中看祁连山，就像这个一个曲奇饼上面捏的那个花纹一样。你说我到了西北地区，我怎么判断我看的什么山呀？这么多山，然后祁连山我感觉这种像祁连山，所以你在高空上看的时候，感觉看着跟曲奇。
Some people see a stone forest, others see a castle. To me, it feels like a gallery curated by time. Erosion over immense time left pillars in endless variations. Some read like lighthouses, some stand like paired sentries, some suggest gates and old halls. Locals give them names, so the stone begins to carry story. It softens the severity just a little. If Binggou is about form, then what comes next goes deeper, into the land's interior cut.
这个是平山湖蒙古族乡，常住人口是我看的查了一下是400多人。这个是三炮台啊。尝尝骆驼奶啊。有点咸。
The road pushes farther out. The ground rises. Rock fully opens up. The terrain turns restless. Ahead, the earth looks torn. This is Pingshanhu, Grand Canyon. Ravines run in every direction, cutting the land into fragments. It's the kind of terrain that earns nicknames, like the Colorado of the East.
$8块是吧？
Its scale is bigger than it looks. The canyon belt runs for dozens of kilometers. The area spreads across more than 150 square kilometers.
Oh.
These layers formed between the Jurassic and the Cretaceous. The oldest has been here for over 100 million years.
不好意思，3、2、1。但是这个峡谷真的很漂亮。
This canyon and Binggou once shared the same red basin, built up in thick sand and gravel. Later, as the crust rose, powerful stretching forces pulled the land open into a massive cut.
"老师傅，您好啊，辛苦了。
哎，不辛苦。
师傅，你是张掖人吗？
我张掖人。
张掖牛羊肉好吃吗？
哎，肯定好吃。
羊肉是不是特嫩，没膻味儿是吧？
哎，没有。你到张掖的回民街。
回民街是吧？
那羊肉。
回民街是在市区吗？
是南关。
南关。
啊。
OK， 好。
你看你再不知道了，过去打个的，你说走个回民街，那羊肉太好吃。
羊肉特别好吃是吧
1斤55。
1斤55，那也不贵呀。
不贵呀。
啊。这个张掖的羊肉是不是切了之后薄而不碎？是这样的对吧？
牛肉也好吃。
牛肉也好吃哈。我中午在景区门口吃了碗拉面，牛肉给的太少了，吃着不过瘾。
这个地方的，就是在你们外地客人。我们都
是我们花了96。一个里面3片牛肉。
他就在你们的。 本地人都在那不吃饭。
是吧？那我们晚上我们就奔那个回民街了哈，南关。
这里面的景色还是深了。
Erosion kept working, sharpening edges and deepening weight. So today, we can stand in a cross-section of time, unread the Earth's rings. Deeper inside, the canyon tightens. In this old depth, at its narrowest, the walls nearly meet. The drop is more than 60 meters. The connection is a straight iron ladder. It feels like a solitary corridor linking to different worlds. Sediment and fracture of a deep time. Time's fingerprints left in stone. That force is what gives this land its weight. And that weight shows up again at the table. Beyond noodles, lamb is essential here.
这个茶叶你们自己按自己口味自己放啊。
啊。
这个抠一下。
哎呦，抠一下。
对，这样抠破就能进水。
哦，好，这样。
再放些茶叶。
茶叶。
糖。
Hand grab lamb, slow boiling clear water, no heavy seasoning, just meat's natural depth. In a cold, dry region, fat and heat matter, its direct energy, and the style of it, plain, generous, fits the people too.
就直接吃完了。
一大口
啊，对你这样子翻过来，我对，再翻过来一遍。
再翻这样。
对。然后我们仨，你手抓好，这样子抓。
这样抓。哎，好。
对，然后我们仨你就吃
啊。从左开始吃，从右开始吃。从左边。
对。
啊。这么吃的？一个给我干顶了就。
But this land isn't only heavy. On the other side of Zhangye, color takes over. Rainbow Danxia, known for its spectrum. These colors weren't painted by people, they were built by time. Long ago, this was a basin of layered sandstone. As the crust compressed and lifted, minerals behaved like pigments, reacting under different conditions, until the land ignited into bands of color. From Binggou's hard geometry, to Pingshanhu's exposed cross-sections, to rainbow Danxia's burning layers, Zhangye's story stays written in stone. A stage for time and a theater for color. Geologic change over deep time left its signature here, between austerity and awe.